Well, hello happens to be out who happens to be out there. Oh, I can see there's already some people in the side chat. Hey Pope Phil, hey Liz Lizard Breath, ZXL Master, he is here. I'm there. I don't know who else is there because I know Phil is not here. Liz is not here, so they must be there. So, but I don't know. Very confusing. Let's see. No, Austin, welcome back. And let's see. On the other hand, Crazy Steve might be fun. I don't know. Crazy Steve had a crazy day at work, so he's kind of tired and didn't really have a chance to even research what we could talk about tonight, except got this email. Let's see what people say in the side chat. Oh, Cap, where you lost? You were lost, but now you're found. Got an email today from a publicist promoting what sounds like a really crazy movie. See if I can pull it up. Maybe we can watch that. Okay, let's see where that email is. Oh no, did I delete it? Was I that dumb? Oh, guess I was that dumb. What the heck? Why did I do that? Darn it. Well, it was a film that was Swiss exploitation. So an entirely new genre of cheesy movie. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I found it. I found it. So let's see. See if I can open that up. Yeah. So let's. Uh, Actually, it's what is it? Sour cherry juice with vanilla coffee creamer in it, of all things. It's pretty tasty, actually. I have yet to break into all the new mermaid juice that I brought back. Maybe I'll do some day drinking Saturday afternoon, and we can talk about that. But here, here is the poster for the Swiss exploitation movie. And yeah, I did actually eat some snacks at work. I had these things, which I highly recommend. Show to the camera, huh? Nature Valley crunchy dipped. These are the salted caramel ones. The dark chocolate ones are actually better. Um, but they're out of the chocolate ones, so I had to get one of these. Since we're talking food, so basically it's granola, with this is like salted caramel cream or frosting, I guess. So it is basically junk food masquerading as healthy food. It has 110 calories, this little thing. Um, but it's called, it's from Nature Valley and it's got granola, so therefore it's healthy, right? Yes, yes, I'm sure that they will sponsor me. I'm dunking on their food. Although I do eat these, I do like them. So I recommend them if you are looking for a snack that you can pretend is healthy. Let's see here. Um, let's see. I guess I'll do this before I show you guys the poster for Mad Heidi. I believe it's the first Swiss exploitation film out there. At least that's the way they're advertising it. But yeah, in case somebody wants to come up after I'm done plugging this, we can watch the preview of it too if anyone's interested. Let's see. I clicked on the wrong thing. Yeah, this is going to be a relatively short one because, yeah, the day was just weird and I'm dead tired as a result. So, probably going to be even less focused than usual. But there we have the poster for Mad Heidi. And can I make it bigger? That's enough. If I had gotten home in a decent time, I would have experimented with another way to kind of get things up on screen than that because there's got to be a better way than the way I'm doing it. I just need to figure it out.
Ask Irish Demon.
Ask Irish Demon.
Everyone knows he texts real well.
Oh yes, yeah. I think in fact I might be better at teching than he is, frankly. But yeah, like I said, it's scary that at work I'm one of the people that folks come to with questions about computer stuff, which is very, very frightening. So yes, the tagline is "You just fucked with the wrong Heidi." Film is Mad Heidi. Uh, let's see. It stars Alice Lucy, Max Hudlinger, Casper Van Dien. I know who that is, and Dave Schofield. I know who that is as well, or Schofield rather. So, but yeah, there's the poster for Mad Heidi. Uh, was it really 3? That was me hiding to just get away from the craziness. Because if I hadn't stepped out, I would have had even more stuff on my plate, or rather, stepped out as in gone down the hall to another office. Since once I'm in the building at work, I'm in the building and there is no getting out. Let's
That
see here.
that's why I only go in the office for about 30 minutes at max.
You are a wise man. Let's
I am
see.
Pope, so
So let's see. It's actually going to be Mad Heidi will be in theaters across America for only one day, June 21st. Alice Lucy, Casper Van Dien. Yep, I think that's who it is. I think you're right. Uh, let's see. What is this movie actually about? Since I just looked at the pictures earlier.
it's about Heidi who's mad.
Yep, it is about Heidi who's mad, but beyond that, uh, this wicked odyssey of blood and cheese puts a new spin on the classic tale of Heidi. Finding our
Blood
heroine.
and blood and cheese. I mean, it has me right there.
Yep, let's swear. It's in, you know, So Alice is living all grown up in the Swiss Alps with her beloved grandfather, David Schofeld. Far above the increasingly dystopian landscape presided over by our very Swiss leader, Caspar Van Dien, a ruthless dictator bent on world domination through dairy. But when her goat herding lover is brutally murdered by government thugs for distributing illegal cheese, Heidi embarks on a wild quest for vengeance that will bring her toe to toe against fierce female prison inmates, cheese fueled cheese fueled Swiss super soldiers, ninja nuns, and more as she fights to take down the tyrannical regime and restore freedom to Switzerland. Okay,
What could go wrong?
this sounds like a winner. Uh, let's see. Let's see if there's anything else here. In a dystopian Switzerland that has fallen under the fascist rule of an evil cheese tyrant, Heidi lives a pure and simple life in the Swiss Alps. So yeah, that's basically what was it. When pushed too far, the innocent Heidi transformed into a kick-ass warrior who sets out to liberate her country from the heinous cheese fascists. There's a trailer.
Oh, let's watch the trailer. Come on.
Yes, Jesse, seriously, it will be playing in theaters one night only on June 21st. But then I'm sure it's going to be on like Amazon or something after that. But let's see. Google recommends Chrome. No thanks, not right now. So let's see what we have here. Play. Can people see that? Is that too small? I never can.
On my phone, yes. On my laptop, no.
Okay. Let's see if we do this. Will it be bigger or smaller? Same size. Damn it. Yeah, I need to figure out a way to move me onto the secondary screen and have what's. Oh, I wonder. I just had another thought. Well, let's see if we can see this. But this is the quote red band trailer for Mad Heidi.
Ah, peaceful Switzerland. Beautiful mountains. Delicious cheese. And of course, Heidi. I love you, baby girl. But you've seen nothing yet. Dear citizens, today we shall celebrate Switzerland's new honor. Gentlemen, world domination. The world domination. This man has been charged with the production of illegal dairy products.
Oh my God. Okay, that's a bad place to stop this film, but I recognize the set they're using. All right, so when watching this preview, we're gonna have to watch another preview to see whether I'm right because I'm pretty sure I know this village. Quote unquote.
I'm going to bet that you are correct.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I trust your judgment when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Now, the girl from the Alps is back. With a vengeance. Get ready for action. Beautiful Swiss girls. Swiss Army katanas. And of course, fondue boarding.
Oh my God.
Love the smell of the seas in the morning.
This is the cheesiest movie you'll ever see.
Yeah, Liz, when I tried that, when I tried that, I ended up with no sound on the other. Oh, actually, yeah, yeah. I know what you're suggesting. Well, maybe let's. Yeah, I'm gonna have to experiment, but yeah, I tried that and I ended up just with no sound on this other on the what came off the other screen. Oh yeah, this is This is one of those intentionally cheesy and bad movies, I'm pretty sure.
The only good things.
Coming for you, you fucking bastard!
She's one badass Heidi. She's Mad Heidi. June 21st in select theaters for one night only.
Well, well, well. Something's yodeling in my pants.
Okay, I like it.
I'll wait till it comes out on streaming.
Yeah, let me actually. What is that? What is the name of that movie? Puppet Master 3?
Oh, just don't play anything by the BBC.
By the BBC.
Yeah.
Why not?
Dan's video got struck because of the BBC clip.
Oh, really? Oh, oh, that little puppet thing with the animals. Just as that started, I got pulled away for the rest of the stream, so I don't even know what that was. Oh, but
Oh, it was like the British version of the Muppets. It was hilarious.
that fast. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully they will show that town. Okay. That's not a preview. I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, it's clips from the film. Is this it? Or this? This is a trailer. Okay, here we go. These are the kings of cheesy movies if you don't know about Full Moon.
The Nazis thought they held the world's strings. But Andre Toulon didn't need wires to make death move.
Herr Toulon has developed a method of animating his puppets without string. It's as if they were alive.
If Stein is even half right, this could be very important to my work.
This is one of the puppets I was telling you about.
Anderson, take what you want, you bastards, and get out of here. That would be you, puppeteer. Put him in the second car, take him to Gestapo headquarters. And puts the toys in the toy maker.
Never knew a man who played with dolls before.
All right, we're not going to get to see enough of the building in this preview to really tell, but I'm 99% sure this is the same set.
I don't care how many patrols it takes. Fighting!
Yes.
All right, so yeah, I guess we're not going to see enough of those buildings in the preview, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'll have to break
You're
it
right.
and watch it. Thank you. If the Pope declares me right, then it must be so. But Puppet Master 3 is one of the few movies I've watched more than once. I like it a lot, which says something probably very bad about my taste.
I was just going to say I may need to retract my statement about trusting your judgment.
See, I should have done this actually. Then, is that bigger? I don't know if it is. Nah.
Yeah.
It is bigger. Okay.
Yeah.
Guy Rolfe. This is one of his last roles. He was actually a pretty good actor, even though he was always in B movies. Oh, Jesse, you recognize Puppet Master 3? But yeah, I should have made the screen bigger. But when I try doing this, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, see, it doesn't make all it does is make the text bigger, which is not what I want. Anyhow, I was just curious about whether the preview would feature enough of the buildings for me to recognize the set. But as the Pope said, I'm right. I'm right. So I'll move on from that obsession now. Aren't you guys glad you came out tonight? Let's see. Mad Heidi. I just want to look at one more thing, then I'll move on from that too. Let's see. Did they?
I think the major script flaw is that they didn't have the bad guy as Baron von Cheddar.
Yeah. Well, they don't give him a name in this, so he might be. Let's see here. Did they say what cities that Heidi will be in? Well, let's see. Come on. I guess that means it's not in Seattle. Oh, that's too bad.
Try Des Moines, Iowa, just for shits and giggles.
Is there an S or just an E at the end of that?
S at the end,
Okay.
just like Des Moines, Washington.
Oh, that's what I was doing wrong.
Only in Iowa.
So we've got Cinemark Altoona. Does that sound like it's somewhere near where you are?
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's three locations: Century, Jordan Creek, AMC
Yeah.
Bluff, and Cinemark Altoona. And I see what I did wrong before. I shouldn't have typed in the state. I should have gone the city. There we go. Seattle, Washington. Pacific Place. Ah, I live right above one of these theaters. I've never done one of these Fathom event things. How much do they cost?
Oh, I think you should go to the IMAX one. That would be a great film in IMAX.
And those tickets you actually buy directly from the operator, not through these guys. So they don't really say how much it costs. Do these things cost more than regular films? Has anyone ever done any of these Fathom things? I know Stan has. Too bad he didn't come out tonight. He could have explained it all to me. Okay. Mad Heidi. Nothing about the price. Okay. Well, they'll have a broadcast introduction from Casper Van Dien and Alice Lucy, as well as the directors. So it'll be almost like seeing it at a festival. Interesting. And I'm glad to see Jesse has good taste. The rest of you Philistines, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that I can grant absolution on that. That's, I'll have to do some serious contemplating on that.
Full Moon makes great pictures. Well, actually, the last 20 years have been pretty awful, but during the 90s, they did some pretty good movies. During the 80s, 90s, and a couple good ones in the 2000s, but not so much. Charles Band should no. I should not. I like the guy personally, so I should not be saying bad things. It'll not on YouTube. It'll get back to him. Uh, Yeah, gosh. Or I should, well, let's see. Streaming links are available for review. Ooh.
Ooh.
I will have to email this guy. Oh, Fathom Events also did a special screening of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I had no idea, probably because I had no interest in that. But did anyone here see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
I did not.
Do you know? Did you know of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Okay. Do we want to watch the preview for Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh,
Yeah,
Honey? There was no alcohol in this. I swear to God, it was just cherry juice and creamer. So am I going to watch this preview and regret that I didn't see it? Okay, that
I'm
Winnie.
I'm gonna guess no.
All right, let's take a look. Winnie the Pooh, official trailer from Rotten Tomatoes. Is there? Or we could watch the all Pooh scenes, part one. Nah, who cares? Winnie the Pooh official trailer. Here we are. Fathom event.
You know, you're the first person I ever shown this place to.
And why am I so special?
Because soon we'll be Christopher and Mary Robin. You should be close now.
We're not going to find them.
We will. Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, we were friends for many years, and they're out there.
Christopher, we need to leave. Now.
I really need to find out what's happened to her, okay?
Wow.
This place is kind of cold. Did you see how it's cool? We need to go. There's Laura's there. There's someone else outside. What was that?
We used to be friends. Why are you doing this, please? I would have never left, I swear. I swear.
Okay. When public domain is used for evil, you get Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah, no, I think I will skip that one.
Yep, I told you.
Unless someone in the side chat who can recommend it strongly. So, I should not watch anything from the BBC. So they took down the whole live stream? They just didn't say clip this part?
There's just yeah, somebody else had, I saw a message, somebody said, where's the live stream at? And I went and looked at my history, and there's a big banner up that says this has been blocked by the BBC.
Huh. All right. Well, I guess I won't. Guess I won't tempt face. Tempt face. Jesus Christ. Tempt.
Yeah, Liz says they're strike and slap happy.
Huh. Interesting.
It was a copyright strike. That's what they were claiming. It's blocked due to a copyright strike.
So I wonder if this is gone. They are probably paying licensing fees. These people doing the Doctor Who theme covers. Go back and check the blog posts I did with a bunch of those. See how many of those are even still live anymore. Well, that's too bad.
I'm sure it'll get resolved.
Yeah. All right. Well. Well, as I said, I had even less time than I thought I was going to have to muck around. It was all I could do to go in and play some of your streams in the background and make comments. So, oh, yeah. Actually, that does remind me. I was going to look something up. I actually ran into Disney and their overly possessiveness, kind of indirectly. Um, During Halloween's, I tend to do 31 Night of Halloween, and there's a post pretty much every day, both at Terra Titans, which is basically a dead blog except for October, and the Shades of Grey blog. Every day I post something on both those blogs. 31 Nights of Halloween. And one day, or one year, I found this Mickey Mouse cartoon called The Mad Doctor. And
I think I remember that. I saw that once.
Yeah. And based on what I could find, it looked like it was one of those that uh, was basically ended up in the public domain just due to a technical error. One of the very few Disney made, the corporation Disney made. So I went, okay, this will be on YouTube for a while. This is safe. I'll put a link to it. And like a day later, the YouTube video was gone. So I just took the post, made the post a draft, and maybe the mistake was that, yeah, see, it's one of those from 1933. Let me see if that's the one. Yep. Okay, see, it's all over YouTube still. Just somehow the one that I linked to, they took down. But yeah, it basically it's Disney. Same thing with the Haunted House. Both of these, they were basically. Now I'm going to go into my hobby here. Basically, they were in many ways you're almost archetypical pre-code cartoon, pre-Hayes Office Code cartoon, and so they're pretty creepy and just weird and but
Yep.
you said you've seen the Mad Doctor, so
Yeah, it is really weird and creepy.
Yeah. I mean, it's great for Halloween, which is why I picked it. Why would you want to watch it at ×2 speed? Why? Well, at any rate, now that I see there's a whole bunch here, I should just go back and restore that post and see how long it lasts this time. Because some of these are from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago, 7 years ago. What did Liz say? Sent me the USSC Warhol decision. Did not find it favorable.
United States Supreme Court.
Okay. Well, let me look at that. Actually, let me look at something else first, because this came up again the other day, and I realized I forgot to do my research. Mickey Mouse public domain. It is 2024. I thought it was already. Well, let's see. Yeah, okay. January 1st, 2024. I would have jumped the gun. I think it was someone here in the side chat on one of these live streams that first mentioned that I was a year off in what I thought. But the problem is, it's not Mickey Mouse. That's still a trademark that I think Disney will send ninjas at you try if you try to do a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie with Mickey Mouse. I think they'll find your body floating face down in the Hudson River,
Right. Yeah.
or pieces of it scattered across Disneyland. Um, because yeah, all that's going into public domain is Steamboat Willie, and there's probably one or two other things. Let's see if they mention it here. Oh yeah, because it's 2024. It's Steamboat Willie, the Barn Dance, and as Mickey Mouse appeared in those. Um, so yeah. Yeah, well, actually, Warhol and there's another artist that was just straight up swiping panels from comic books, and people, oh, what a great artist he is. Well, no, he was silk screening other people's art, including some of the speech balloons sometime. But let's see
I,
what
I never got the fascination with Warhol myself.
let's see what this Warhol thing is. There she is. Warhol decision. Rules against. Okay, this actually does ring a faint bell. Supreme Court rules against Andy Warhol in copyright case. It's, of course, the Andy Warhol Foundation or Museum, whatever it's called. Um, in a decision with potentially sweeping implications for artistic creation, Supreme Court sided against the Warhol Foundation in a dispute whether the late pop artist violated copyright law when he based a silk screen on a photographic image of Prince. Okay, I see problem number one with what he did and why they would have to rule against it. Wait, let's see. Did they? Oh, wait. They ruled in. Okay, who they rule with? They sided against the foundation. Okay.
Yeah.
See, the problem with using a portrait of Prince this way, um, that would be a copyright infringement if it was. Well, yeah. Now I'm in two minds. I would have to see this. What I was about to say was that any photograph of Prince is after the point where um, it was just automatically assumed that publicity photos and such um, were in the public domain. Uh, unless a photographer stepped up and said, "This is my picture. I'm claiming my intellectual," and the studio said, "Okay, fine." Prior to the 1970s, a lot of those publicity stills just automatically entered the public domain. Even those that had little statements at the bottom that said they were the property of such and such, they were generally considered to be in the public domain. Warhol.
Well, yeah, the screen print though was from photographer Lynn Goldsmith. So the dispute really is between the Warhol Foundation and Lynn Goldsmith.
Well, I wonder why, if you're going to be. All right, so she thinks it will stifle creativity of every sort. Eh, well, I will admit that if you go look at some Nulo Games products, you will see um, artwork that's based on photos. Basically, photos run through multiple Photoshop filters and mirror image and otherwise manipulated, but they're still portraits of whatever famous person we were making game stats for and making fun of. Um, but I think maybe we're protected by satire, but yeah, Liz, you just kind of touched on what's running through my head, and that I was seeing why. Um, now that I've seen the photo and the silk screen, I don't know. Yeah, if the original use and their use share the same and have a similar purpose, and they're both used in a commercial nature, it is unlikely that fair use applies. But let's see, the purposeful and character of the works was sufficiently distinct. Huh. Okay, majority's clarification. Okay, all right. This actually, if I'm reading this right, this is a very specific and limited decision, I think.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Welcome the majority's clarification that its decision is limited to that single licensing and does not question the legality of Andy Warhol's creation of the print series in '84. Okay, so it is this one item. However, it does open the door to, I suppose, similar suits, similar complaints.
Well, what they're trying to do is balance two different interests, right? You have the original photographer's interest in their property and their work, and
Yeah.
you have another artist coming along saying, okay, but I'm doing this transformative work. And what they're really trying to, I guess, balance is
Right.
who's sort of the greater right here. The
But that,
original work.
yeah, the original art, the original photographer or the artist that did this change.
Right.
Um, but I was thinking of similar things back in my head that Liz just said here, that it it does look does it, actually on one level I have the same issue that I had with, I mean, Warhol and the guy whose name I'm forgetting now that did the swipe the comic book panels and did quote art with them. Let's see if I remember his name. That I personally don't see why people find it impressive. Um, and that's despite me just saying that I did something similar with some illustrations in some of the Rolf products. Let's see. Artist. Let's see if he comes up.
Well, here's and just this particular decision and reading this decision a little bit further. Here's kind of where they came down. Warhol Foundation had one factor in fair use. It's a 4-prong test.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to meet all 4 prongs. So the fact that they only had one prong is what kind of swayed the court in siding with the original work. That was transformative in nature. But the court reasoned is that these things can't be treated in isolation from one from another, but
Right.
instead all must be weighed together. So in light of weighing it all together, they found for the original content. So
Yeah. She called Warhol the avatar of transformative copying. I don't know if that's a compliment, but okay.
It doesn't sound like much of one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, this is certainly true. Prince looked like Prince looked like Prince. Um, Dre looked okay. So Kagan. All right, let me again thrilling live stream with me reading this article. Let's see. Okay, so first, the lower court ruled in favor of them. Well, I guess it's hard enough in the Supreme Court. Somebody appealed it. Well, that's actually the here's here's where I actually would kind of disagree, and again, putting myself potentially in trouble if anybody cared about the stuff that I goofed around with. Um, oh, I know Liz, but what the hell? I didn't have much of a topic tonight, so and this is one of those issues that fascinate me. So now it's fascinating you people too. Are you not fascinated? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Are you not entertained?
um, this right here, the lower court um, said that the two works in question had a different meaning and message. Okay. Let's see if I can get this to open up and be bigger. Not much. You guys, I forgot that I turned the screen off. Jesus. All right. Uh, so I guess I'm also wondering. All right. So the message over here is this is Prince in black and white. This is Prince in purple.
Orange.
Well, this is purple, isn't it?
Oh, well, yeah, his face. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I took a guess. It looks blue to me, but I took a guess that since Prince was the purple one, right? But
Yes.
okay, so what's the message here? If it's different than this message here, what's the different message?
Well, and I that's kind of, I think, what the court, there's a footnote in here by the court that says, the purpose and function of the two works at issue is identical, not merely in the broad sense that they are creative visual arts, but also in the narrow but essential sense that they are portraits of the same person.
Yeah. But the lower court said that they had different messages. And so I'm looking at this and going, what different messages?
Well, I think, but what I'm saying is, I think that the high court is going, yeah, I don't get that either.
Yeah.
So they're like, what are you talking about?
Right. Yeah. The original photo is that black and white photo on the left. And then the Warhol image is on the right. I mean, I'm in two minds. I kind of agree that uh, I think that an artist should be able to take a photo and make a drawing based on that photo, or a Photoshop enhancement, or tracing, however this was done, and then put on a silk screen. I think that should be legitimate. Um, on one hand, I feel that way, and on the other hand, um, as a creator of ideas, some of them my own, not done for um, for a corporate entity. Uh, I like I like the original books that I get royalties from, um, and I would hate for someone to just. Well, I guess you can't. Text and art are two different things. I can't really draw a parallel there. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can certainly see it. If the artist is, I mean, the photographer is still trying to. No, I still don't see it. I still don't understand how the one on the right would deny income to the photographer.
Right. I don't think that anyone's going to confuse the two.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I'd have to. It's a well, it's 87 pages, but
Yeah.
I'd have to look at it more into the specifics of what the issue is. My
Yeah.
guess is that Warhol never compensated the original photographer for the work.
Right. Well, I would imagine never occurred to them that that would be necessary, which which is problematic, I suppose, when you're selling your screen prints for tens of thousands of dollars or how much you were selling them for. Um, well, Liz, see, that's actually where I'm split as well because there are different pictures. I mean, um, this is definitely a transformation from the photo, but it's also a tracing from the photo. Um, I'm glad I'm not a copyright attorney. I can tell you that much.
Me too. And I I think I would struggle if I were on the court because I don't see the difference. So, and that's just a lack of imagination on my part
Yeah.
because I don't care for either one. So,
Well, that particular portrait is sort of like a driver's license photo. So
right.
um, let's see. I will show you. Uh, See, everything on the Nulo games, not everything, but most Nulo game stuff is either we know for a fact we're reprinting public domain or we're basing, like this here is a collage from several public domain illustrations. It's a comic about a couple of twins that cross dress, even though for some godforsaken reason, the artist always draws the girl like she has absolutely no waist. So how they manage to pass each other off as each other, who knows? Um, but I was going to show my crimes to the world here, if I can find some. Oh,
Have you
there.
not have you not watched enough Frauditor and Sovset videos to know don't broadcast your crimes?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
don't steal an orange on a live stream.
I know, but I like to live dangerously. This though is a sample of my artistic ability. This is me drawing a picture.
Oh,
Yeah, aren't I talented?
more than me.
Oh, I don't know about that. Um, but yeah, yeah. for like 5 minutes in college, I thought I was going to be a Liz. Come up one night, tell us what you find. But yeah, so for about 5 minutes in college, I thought I was going to be an artist, and then I realized, oh my God, that's a lot of work. and this and this here is about the level of work that I put into my own original drawings when I when I did them. I don't think I've really done anything drawing wise in a long time. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's a perfect one that's going to get where somebody could come at me. So this is a one of the Rolf Adventure products. Hey, Carrie, I'm pointing out how to get myself thrown in copyright jail. This leprechaun in the background, this actually was a piece that there's an artist that I licensed a bunch of art from, and he offered to draw an original drawing. Something went wrong with one of his packets or something, and he offered to draw me a couple of covers, and one of them was this leprechaun, which I've used a couple of times, I think. Looks like a Chewbacca cross with the scary giant thingy. Um, it it was a Yeti, I think. I was trying to draw, so I guess it is. So it kind of is a Chewbacca cross with the scary snow giant thingy. Yep. Um, but yeah, but in this adventure, this is back when Conan O'Brien was on late night TV, and we did a couple of Conan O'Brien products because me and Lynx were both fans. And in this one, if I can't remember exactly what, oh God, his sidekick. Both the adventures,
Oh,
Conan,
Andy.
yeah, Andy, yeah, both these adventures, Andy does something. I think in this one he stole the leprechaun's gold, and or maybe I forget now, but Jennifer, oh my God, the show I never watched, but everyone else has watched. Bunch of people living in New York City, apartments next to each.
Friends.
Friends, yes.
Jennifer
Jennifer
Aniston.
before she was. Thank you, Jennifer Aniston. Before she was um, famous, her actually very first movie role was, and a starring role at that, or very first starring movie role was in the original Leprechaun movie, which if you guys don't know, now you know that thing, and you should go seek out seek out Leprechaun. It's actually, if you thought Mad Heidi looked interesting, I think you'd like Leprechaun as well. But that's where this came from: Jennifer versus the Leprechaun. Part of it was the Leprechaun is coming back for revenge against Jennifer, and Andy did something, and then Conan O'Brien got drawn into it as well. But Conan being making fun of being Irish and being a leprechaun, I think that was probably also played into it. This was written 15 years ago. I don't remember the plot, and I think actually Lynx did the plot anyway. Let me see. Not that anybody cares, but yeah, yeah. This was most one of Lynx. Daryl Miller was the artist that we had a bunch of art from that we used with his permission, with a license. He did this guy in the background of these two superheroes as well. And oh yeah, here's another one. I mean, Old and Angry. Clint Eastwood or whoever could come after us for this. Or maybe not, because that might be actually that actually might have enough change from the source photo that would be okay. But yes, Old and Angry basically it is an adventure where you're playing those characters. basically Dirty Harry. Who is it? It's Dirty Harry, um, Barbara Gordon, the Shaft knockoff character, whose name I forget now. They were all basically living in the same retirement community, and then hippies move in next door, and so they basically go back in go back into their their youth mode and go kick some hippie ass. Um,
I have a buzz cut, and so I've been cutting my own hair for years. And every time my hair gets long and I need to cut it, that's what I told my wife. I'm looking like a hippie.
let's see. Yeah, a lot of these are actually okay. Well, let me see. Old and Angry. That's actually one that. Are there even previews you can look at? Full size preview. Let me see. All right, Old and Angry. Let me move it. No, it won't. Oh, yes, it will. Because I think this is actually pretty much exactly what Warhol did. Except, again, these are Photoshop filters, so not exactly like Warhol did. Wait, can't I move the... Ah! Stop it. Actually, fewer of...
Instead of IR journalism, we're just going to call you IR tech.
Yeah. Actually, it looks like less of the Rolf... Fewer of the Rolf covers were Photoshop than I remember. I think that's because they were so much more work than just using licensed art. Because it's a lot of work to go through all those filters. Ah, here we go. So here are the game stats for the heroes of Old and Angry. So Barbara Gordon, and of course that's what's her name in her 60s, the actress that played Batgirl. Man.
No, I can't remember, but yeah.
Oh yes, James Braddock. One of the Chuck Norris characters. So yeah, these are basically all their movie characters were living in this retirement home. A retirement village, and then hippies move in, and so Harry Callahan was living there, James Braddock, um, and then when the hippies strike back, they form an Occupy Old People movement and move in on their lawns as part of the adventure. Oh yes, Robert Malone was the character I was trying to remember. I mean, a couple of really cheesy movies, but basically with Shaft knockoffs. And then I think TJ was a pool boy. I forget now. Yeah, the Shady Acres Retirement Community. That was where they're all living. They've been retired since the '90s. Harry Callahan, former homicide detective with a love of big guns and little patience for bull. Colonel James Braddock is a former Special Forces commander who is rumored to have once taken out an entire army of ninjas single-handedly. Our Malone is a former Interpol agent who took down several major drugs and sex slave rings in the most dangerous parts of the world. Yeah, those films were all made in the Philippines. God, I wish I could remember what they were called. And they're so bad they're almost good. Then Barbara Gordon Malone seems everyone to be just a retired librarian, but she was secretly once a famous superheroine and icon for feminism. See, we're not so brave that we're gonna mention any Batgirl or Batman. And then of course you have to end it with these are their stories. Dunk dunk. And then there's the adventures here. And there was like five different.
Mike Post might come after you for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the reason that these these actors and characters were picked. A, everyone knows who they are basically, or almost everyone, and B, all of a certain age. We love them too. You know what? I think we may have done Martha Stewart at one point. I have a vague thing in the back of my mind. Or it was one of those things that was on the drawing board, and then when I basically got sick and Lynx went through a series of things, and Nulo Games kind of fell by the wayside for a while. It still is by the wayside for a while. Yeah,
Well,
that, not yeah, Martha Stewart, not not Lynx.
I have an idea though for a follow up to this with
Oh yeah,
Martha Stewart. Because she's been hanging out with Snoop Dogg, she can be the leader of the hippies.
oh yeah. There you go. Yep. Rise of the Trouser Snakes. There were two of those. This is one of my favorite titles of anything I've ever done. Yeah, this is me self-aggrandizing, walking down memory lane. Thank you guys for all coming along. Uh, so yes, Rise of the Trouser Snakes. Whacking Wiener.
You could do a version of that with Chili and his claim in Las Vegas.
Yeah, yeah. No, basically, the Rise of the Trouser Snakes was sort of a. We had a running joke in a lot of these releases, and also when we were playing these games. If you look at the art for the Cyberpunk game line, as existed in the late '90s and early 2000s, nobody ever seemed to be wearing pants. They were wearing skirts or booty shorts with boots, but nobody ever had pants. So in either the first or second one of these, characters time traveled back to the modern. I think it was in the first one. Time traveled back into the modern day to prevent pants from being a lost thing. And then in this one, this was done around the time when Anthony Weiner, if anybody remembers that
Yep.
guy,
Yep.
hence whacking Weiner. They traveled back in time to kill Anthony, or to stop his murder. I think somebody was time traveling to kill him, and the characters had to go back and stop his murder. Oh yeah. In 1973, actor Peter Fonda directed Idaho Transfer, a film where time travel is a reality if you do it while not wearing pants. No, seriously, check it out if you don't believe us. No, it is true. If you have not seen Idaho Transfer, basically you have to be butt ass naked to time travel. So if you're not wearing pants while you're doing it. 40 years later, game designers L.L. Hundahl and Steve Miller acknowledge their debt to Fonda's great contribution to sci-fi cinema as they bring you another tale of time travel without pants. As Nulo Games' cyberpunky rebels, the Trouser Snakes, take on the Time Killer. Yep. An assassin sent to the year 2013 to kill. He was running for New York City mayor at this time. Wow, I'd forgotten that.
I did too.
Or maybe it's just in this adventure that he's doing it. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. It's been so long. 2013. That is 10 years ago. Jesus. Why don't you plan a special night with one or two of your gamer friends? Cook a nice dinner. Polish sausage and scalloped potatoes might be a pretty get a copy of Idaho and watch it either before or after playing Rise of the Trouser Snakes 2, Whacking Wiener. I wish I remember who came up with this title. I love this title. It is the best damn title. What's this? Didn't Leprechaun become a parody as it went on? Yeah, Leprechaun in the Hood. There actually were two Leprechaun in the Hood. They should have stopped with the one, which the first one was okay. The second one was just absolutely atrocious. And then there's Leprechaun in Space, which I probably enjoyed a lot more than I should have, but I found it to be a hilarious film. Um, because it made fun of so many cheesy space movie stereotypes and things. Although I still think Jason X is the ultimate in horror movie sequels that go to space for absolutely no reason.
Right.
Um, but yeah, actually, I wonder. I think this is another one of those where what got me looking at these is because of the lawsuit we talked about earlier. So that's not something we get to do because that's a picture we had rights to, another picture we had rights to. But there we have a portrait of Anthony Weiner, and we are being as respectful as always, and as we were always in these products, because you see he is, maybe you can't see it, but he's referred to as Anthony Weiner, political horn dog, is how the caption reads underneath his portrait. Um, but yeah, that's like Andy Warhol level artistry there, if I may say so myself. I mean, that's as transformative as that Prince silk screen, isn't it?
I think it's actually more so. To actually make him look respectable.
Uh-oh. I just noticed this. And I pinned it by accident. I guess we'll leave that as a pinned message for the evening.
Sure. Carrie, I freely admit that I YouTube and type comments in my underwear in my recliner, so I should be able to time travel. And
I'm not insulting Warhol. I'm giving him credit. He's as artistic as I am. Or should I just feel insulted now? Do I
why
need to?
not why not insult Warhol? What's he gonna do? Rise from the dead?
He could haunt us. Zombie Warhol.
I
Oh, here we go.
I have the backing of the Jelly God. I'm not afraid of anything.
Let's see. Now, of course, this is so ginormous. Let's back that out a bit. Uh-oh.
Carrie, you're gonna start making Steve blush. So
I'll just stop looking at the side chat then.
it's getting a little racy.
Yep. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is another one of mine. But
Sure,
again,
Liz, shorts count.
yep, they do. Because they had some characters wore shorts in the Dark Future, but no long pants. Again, this is one of my favorites. And again, not being sued because we had rights to the photo that was based on both the computer and the thing. But Revenge of the Nigerian Prince, basically the adventure is a Nigerian prince has billions of dollars he wants to give away, and he keeps trying to give them to people, and they nobody believes him, and they insult him, and so he one day tries to find out, why will nobody take my gifts? And then he finds these scammers on the internet, and he goes on a killing spree to take them out.
I like it already.
Yeah. So the Nigerian prince is out to kill all the scammers, and if you can't tell, the Rolf game was basically just all about killing people. The game was actually called Rolf, the role playing game of Big Dumb Fighters, and all it made was you make a character and you go out and beat up on other characters. That was the level of role playing that this game was built to encourage. And then we use it to do all these satire products, which um, some of them sold quite well. And some people actually, to our shock and amazement, were running Rolf campaigns. So we actually had to come up with character advancement rules, which, and the original game, and this is something that again, it just shows that experienced gamers will fill in the blanks when it comes to comes to old style games. Um, the, and we did this on purpose. The original Rolf game made references to bows and arrows and stuff, but there were no rules for using them. We left out the range combat rules, and that very intentionally we made that part of the game unplayable, and nobody complained. And and we did like, I mean, the game went through two editions, and nobody complained about the lack of ranged weapons rules. And we finally put out something that acknowledged that we had left out those rules, and now we're fixing that. And we got some feedback from people who said, "What? What? There were no ranged weapons rules. We just kind of, again, the game was so simple that you could figure out how to do it without really needing us to write it, but that nobody even noticed that they weren't there. That's, again, just shows the smarts and creativity of gamers. And even though this is a super simple game, oh yeah, here we go. One more live reading. Yes. Yeah, can't bust out. No, we expanded the rules so you can. All right. Somewhere on a windswept mountaintop, Prince Kalichi raged at his computer monitor. What is wrong with these people? What is the matter, O Prince? His loyal servant Ubuntu asked. And I think I remember looking these up. These are actually Nigerian names. I have sent email to those whom I found worthy to be the recipient of my vast wealth. I entreated them to respond quickly before it is seized by the corrupt minions of the government, and yet none have responded. Even worse, the American who writes those silly little game adventures we love so much responded with a sarcastic message that told, oh, that was great. That's chili level spelling, right? Editing right there. That told me to contact the FBI. He's constantly complaining about, oh, of course, I'd forgotten. These are also rife with intentional misspellings and typos because they make fun
Right.
of, they make fun. If you've read role playing games from the 80s and 90s, they're full of typos and misspellings. And so we did that intentionally.
Well,
That's
and
my,
also the Prince emails are ripe with
yeah.
misspellings.
He's constantly complaining about how broke he is. Why doesn't he want $3.2 million? Yeah, this is from when I was complaining about how broke I was, in public, uh, and in some of these products too. And so, why will they not take my money? It is because I do not trust you, O generous one. What? Why not? My house is an ancient and honorable one. They mistake your honest and sincere effort for those made by these people. Ubuntu leaned in and with a few clicks of the mouse opened the spam folder on Kalichi's email account. He opened a message for the prince to read. Your help is urgently requested. The prince gasped. Those scoundrels in the finance ministry. What do they want with that poor widow's money? It's a scam, my prince. Criminals pose as generous souls or individuals in need in order to steal their money or access their personal data for use in other scams. How terrible. And then there are these emails full of questionable products and medical procedures. Yeah, these were all very much products of the moment in which they were written. And I think I'm talking to a bunch of old people who remember the days of email spam, right? Well, that still goes on, I guess, but it's all in a spam folder now, so I don't see it anymore. So anyhow, I can't scroll down. Why can't I scroll down? But each one of these has a little kind of fictiony introduction like that as well. Let's see. Some of these we could not do today, even though it's just only 10 years later. We would get run out on a rail probably. Let's see. So, so the prince is now looking at the medical procedures. Last longer, the prince muttered, scanning the message headers as Ubuntu highlighted them. Make money fast. Add 6 inches. Feels just like the real thing. Drugs from Canada to your home. Get bigger breasts naturally. What is all this? This is what clogs people's email and why your offer is being ignored and perhaps never seen due to spam filters. This is terrible. Something must be done. Alas, there is nothing that mere mortals can do to stop internet scammers. True. The prince rose to his feet and said fiercely, but I am Prince Kalichi. Phone my cousin Valentine in the United States. Through his job with the NSA, he will be able to tell me where the worst of these spammers live. I will find them and I will end them. And with a sweep of his leopard skin cape, the prince left to gather his weapons. And then the scenario unfolds with him killing people. But yeah, so story time with Steve.
I'm surprised this didn't get Halo type ratings.
Well, we numbered our sales in the dozens, so that's probably why. Sally Latate, spammer. Yeah, there was like 5 spammers he had to go through. Some of these were written for like one or two, for like one game master and one player, or even you could play it by yourself. Even some of them. About 100 years ago. Ooh, you actually shot bows for real? Wow. Nice. Let's see. Oh yeah, we also did one with Amelia Earhart. She ended up flying through a storm in another dimension and then had to save it from an evil queen. And that evil queen was a running character in several products. Oh, we stole Rambo as well. I'd forgotten about that. But it's satire, right?
Right.
Yep.
I'm sure if you ended up in legal woes, the Onion would write an amicus brief for you.
Yeah, no, this was clear satire. Attack of the commies from Jupiter. Basically, Rambo has to defend Earth from commies because that's what Rambo did.
I have a funny story about Jupiter.
Okay, about Jupiter. All right.
Yeah.
Does it involve commies?
No, not commies, but I have a friend who likes to make sweeping, broad statements with just absolute certainty that it's true. And I always ask him, why would Jupiter give a shit about that? and he usually goes, what? And I'm like, if it's a universal truth, why would Jupiter care?
Yeah.
And then he usually disengages with me.
Yeah. But typical Uranus, though. But yeah, the Rambo thing. Rambo, triple magnum Vietnam veteran, is living peacefully in a New Mexico hippie commune. So we had a hippie thing going on. When communists from Jupiter land and declare their intent to conquer Earth, Rambo, ever the reluctant warrior, must once again deal death and destruction in the name of freedom and to save the innocent from oppression. And then, of course, we did stuff inspired by Robert E. Howard because we did a bunch of Robert E. Howard fiction collections. And this one had a story in it that didn't fit into one of the anthologies, as well as. So this is the kind of thing that I think we probably. I don't know if we could do this today without getting into lots of trouble. Say Bill Clinton.
I think he could pull it off.
Bill Clinton meets a Girl Scout, and
that will get you in trouble.
Yeah. Oh no, the Rambo one we could do. This is what I mean. That would get us in trouble probably. But yeah, Girl Scout comes to meet Bill Clinton. He chases her around the desk until Hillary shows up, and then they fight. Yeah, no, I didn't. I think part of the hippie thing, I have to try to think back, but I think part of it might have been a little bit of an inside joke because I have an acquaintance that gets very irritated if you make fun of hippies because she kind of identified with them quite a bit, so it sets her off. Oh yeah, here's another one of the Conan O'Brien ones: Conan versus Conan. Conan the Barbarian falls through a time hole, and or maybe Conan O'Brien gets sent back. But once again, Andy gets this is a magic artifact. Andy gets and buys the swap meet, and ends up having Conan and having to fight Conan because again, Andy is the source of all troubles. And I'd forgotten about this one. We should have dusted this one off, huh? Although given how much I've come to dislike Joe Biden, Joe Biden is a hero in this one. He's Mr. Freedom. That's his secret identity. And Blowhard is a villain. This one was done the year the Republican convention was like being held in Florida, and there was a hurricane going on. So we had Blowhard being the villain with the weather control. He's taking control of the weather control machine, and then Mr. Freedom had to go stop him and save the Republicans. But yeah, so people think that I'm referring to Joe Biden in that title, but no, Joe Biden's Mr. Freedom. And we have Rolf statistics for Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan. Again, very much a product of its time.
Does Romney have his binder full of women?
I think we probably make a joke about that because, yeah, I know. When I start looking at all these things, because I had a lot of fun working on Rolf. But yeah,
Liz, Dan and I have discussed this, and we're trying to get his streaming hours up.
Yeah, I need to be careful though because every Friday I do have an early morning meeting, so I got to get up early. I can go a little bit longer, unless you guys are completely bored stiff, then I will stop. But
no, this is interesting.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. You are hired. Romney and his binders actually also were a running joke in several of these. So there probably is a binder reference in there somewhere. Because he was, I believe, if he wasn't running for president, he was doing something, and so he was in Night of the Easter Bunny. I forget where that picture came from, but it probably would get us sued. Now, you guys are all old enough. So this one, it's a superhero scenario. Red Robin, it's a hero or rather a kind of a cat burglar type character that was in several of our little products. So it was Red Robin versus the Editor and the clones of Romney. The Editor is a villain that makes clones of people and changes their personality and their outlook and kind of replaces them. So he edits the world by putting in fakes of people. And he did clones of Romney, and there was a bunch of them. And Red Robin stumbled on it by pure by. She was breaking into a place and then found the secret lab with all the Romney clones and let them loose. I think that's part of one of the scenarios. But I thought this looked like Romney. Does anybody remember Romney? Does that people tell me no? It doesn't look anything like him, but
I now that you've primed my brain to see it, I can see it. But previous to that, no.
I should get my mouth shut. Okay. But yeah, again, this is all art by Daryl Miller. So I think actually these were original drawings, but that's basically collage of stuff. And I can't tech. Rise of the Trouser Snakes. There's the first one of the Trouser Snakes series. In the dark future, no one wears pants. In the year 2042, only the rich and powerful get to wear pants. However, a brave group of cyberpunky freedom fighters are hoping to change all that. The Trouser Snakes are launching a Winter Die assault on the warehouse to liberate 1 billion or more pairs of long pants and return them to the people. Okay, so the first one was not a time travel scenario. They were just going to return pants to the people. Yeah, you saw just more of a Batman villain. Yeah, that's actually the response most people had. So again, Phil, you're hired.
I'll take it.
So what are those credits? There's a lot of credits on this page. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, I see where. I don't even know who that is. Well, I have to look it up. We gave credit to that guy for some reason. And we also had a series of adventures featuring Barack Obama as a playable character. I think that's what this is. Or it was Chuck Norris. That was another one that we. Nope, this is Barack Obama. You cheered when he defeated international terrorists in the Brest Hope for Peace. You gasped as he saved Tiger Woods in Dragon vs. Tiger. Now get ready for Barack Obama's most exciting adventure yet, Super Muslim Bros. The future of Egypt hangs in the balance. This was, I don't know if anyone remembers, the Muslim Brotherhood and the situation in Egypt, but that's what inspired this. So yeah, a lot of these were political headlines of the day.
Do you know who Majid Nawaz is?
It's ringing a faint bell. But who?
He was a jihadist, and he is a reformed jihadist.
Oh, he is.
He's
okay.
He's based out of England. He's done some collaborative work with Sam Harris.
Okay, I'll have to look him up.
But he was in prison in Egypt, and he did some like propaganda work for the Muslim Brotherhood.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
He's an interesting guy. He's an interesting guy. Really, really smart, really intelligent. So Majid Nawaz.
There's Mohammed Morsi. We made game stats for him. Barack Obama, leader of the free world and golf player. Hillary Clinton. Yeah, Hillary Clinton appeared in a bunch of products too. because I think she had to step in and save Barack in this one, because he got in over his head. Actually, they were all written so if your character is beaten, you have a backup character you can then play to try to win the scenario. So if Barack Obama loses, Hillary comes parachuting in. Supermodel Slapfest. It's basically a slasher film scenario where there it is. 6 supermodels are trapped in a building with a whiny fashion designer and a hunky handyman and a murderer out to get them all. Sounds like a teaser summary for a slasher film. This must have been Link's writing this. Or she edited me. I would have put log line in there. But it's actually the subject of the latest Rolf the role-playing game of Big Dumb Fighters. Latest supplement for this is like the second or third supplement we did for second edition, which is why we're explaining the game again. But yeah, Supermodel Splatfest, and these are also photos we had the rights to, so no one's going to sue us over those. Needs to make a Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris actually, well, James
Chunk.
Brad. Chunk Norris? Oh, Chunk Norris. Yeah.
It's impossible because he has this little workout thing.
Yeah. The Hopping Vampires of Yao Ping. We got complaints about this one. No, seriously, this one, people were split that picked this up. The people that understood what it was and what we were doing actually enjoyed it, and the others it was sort of a preview of what was to come down the line, where everything is racist and offensive. It's down here we say Steve Harrison and Joan Latour were created by Robert E. Howard. People who picked this up and recognized that we were basically doing an adventure and a pastiche of 1930s hard-boiled detective fiction and the Yellow Peril stuff.
Right.
They picked up on, okay, Yao Ping is the perfectly stereotypical Fu Manchu kind of villain. And they enjoyed it for that, because it's a satire. It was so much, well, yes and no. It actually, no, I can't call it satire, because this really was an attempt to sort of capture that. The other one that we did another one of these that's more satirical in nature. But yeah, people thought, oh, that's racist. And other folks said, no, it is a pastiche. And we even acknowledge Hammering Tong was another one where we used Howard Steve Harrison detective character, where Steve Harrison is fighting the Tong. And that one was more comedic in nature. And people kind of got because the tone was more wacky, people understood better, or people weren't offended by it, let's put it that way. But yeah, this one we probably would get ourselves booted off the platform if we were to do this today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still surprised we're still able to sell Oriental Adventures on here. Not Oriental Adventures, Oriental Stories, which was a title of a magazine in the 30s, from which we've culled a bunch, or we've taken stories and reprinted. And oh, here's one. This was actually a cigarette ad of some sort, from the 20s. And the reason we say it's lyrics. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Would not make me want to smoke. Just say it.
And if memory serves, this was actually a fairly well-known artist too. I have to ask Links, but Robert E. Howard did some little stories when he was like in high school for their high school magazine, and we came upon one of those, and it's it's very dumb, and it's obviously written by a kid, but it's the perfect fiction to put in a Rolf supplement and do game stats for. Um, but so we kind of make fun of the. This is one of those that was for didn't do well and was for a very small audience because you'd have to A, like Robert E. Howard, know who Robert E. Howard is, and B, get the whole silent movie shtick and into the 30s movie shtick about the sheik that kidnaps uh, the British woman, and tries to you know make her his servant, and she tames a savage beast ultimately. Uh, yeah, The Sheik, A Romance in the Desert by a brilliant author. I should do a dramatic reading of this some night. Uh, but yeah. So, yeah, like Liz
You,
said,
you, you know who does dramatic readings really well?
Cholito.
No,
I was riveted by
Kick.
his kick.
Kick.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he does great dramatic readings. Should reach out to him to see if he would be interested in doing that.
Hey, do you want to read a Robert E. Howard short story on my channel? The Sheik.
He might.
Yeah. Okay, how did I get that? There we go. Yeah, like a steamy romance. Oh yeah, like a steamy romance novel, only dumber. Yeah, actually, I think this was all Hundal. Now that I'm thinking about it. Uh,
Yeah, yes. Shelley's dramatic readings are a thing to behold.
here's one that was based on a photo that won't get us sued because the photo was public domain because it's from an actress from the 20s, and the art is from the 20s, also public domain. And clearly it's a James Bond spoof because it features Jane Bond. And yeah, you can tell this is old because it was done during the Year of the Dragon, and we did 3 of these.
That's one of my favorite Mickey Rourke movies,
Which one?
Year of the Dragon.
Year of the Dragon? I don't know that I've seen that. If I have, I've forgotten it. Uh, Remember the year the world was going to end in 2012?
Which year?
Well, in 2012, they were saying that
Yeah,
the
yeah,
eclipse.
because the Mayan calendar. Yeah.
Yeah, Mayan calendar. Yeah. So every single product we released for Rolf that year, we did one a month. It was the last release. We flagged them as the final the final battle. So this one here. We also had a running series of sort of linked adventures where the first one was an angel and a demon are going on a blind date or their first date, and um, a crusader shows up and ruins it. But yeah, but so of course we had to bring them into it. So we had the final battle, 10 of 12, angels, demons, and death. And so yeah, once a month, every product for Rolf was the final because the world was going to end. So
Right.
you know, here's the very last Rolf product. Oh yeah, here's me as a game character with a clip art portrait. It's the final battle. So here was the 12th one. And actually, this was done, I think, in January of 2013, actually. Because it was Apocalypse Not. I think this is also the one. Yeah, this was a true ego fest, actually, come to think of it. Because I think this is the one. Well, we had stats for Archangel Michael because various gods of death and destruction. Bolan Yokte, which is Mayan god of destruction. Cultists. I'm trying to remember the scenarios. I think one of the scenarios I start a cult, and then when the world doesn't end, I have to run from all the cults. Run from my cultists. There actually was a doomsday cult, the Millerites. A doomsday cult, the Millerites, I think. So
yes, there was.
Yep. And so we had the Neo Millerites in this one. And then we have stats for LL Hundal, Links Hundal, and because I think this is the one where she's stalking Simon Le Bon of Duran Duran and ends up rescuing him from demons or something like that. Again, very silly, very much kind of inside baseball. And there's me, game designing cult leader. You can tell we made these game. Oh, there's the angel, Millie the angel. Simon Le Bon, superstar from the 1980s. LL Hundal, music loving game designer, and then me, the cult leader. Yeah, please don't tell the jelly god because that could end badly for me. Oh, we don't have the scenarios, so maybe I'm missing.
I give you the seal of the confessional.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, actually, I have it that we summarize the scenarios right here. Come on, go away. I remembered it more or less. So, Wild Girls Never Lose. It's a pun on Wild Boys. If anyone here is a Duran Duran fan, if not, we should watch.
I'm not. No.
Oh, you know who they are?
I know who they are. Yes, I just never liked them.
Like them? Oh, okay. Well, fine. We won't watch the video then.
Well, we can. You can. Sure. I'm just along for the ride.
Okay. So Wild Girls Never Lose, in which an autograph-seeking LL Hundal must save Simon Le Bon from doomsday cultists because I think they want to sacrifice him. And then the Second Coming of the Millerites, in which Steve Miller tries to cash in on doomsday fever with disastrous results, and Apocalypse Not, which dramatizes a theory about why the world didn't end. And I have no recollection what that. Oh yes, of course. Millie and her demon friend had a date the next day, so she had to stop the world from ending. That's what it was. They had rescheduled their date for the day after the end of the world. So, yes, she has to fight Michael and the Mayan god to save the world, so she could have her next date, or the rescheduled date. That's what it was. I remember. Yeah, 10 years ago we were crazy people.
10 years ago?
Okay, fine. We were expressing our craziness through game design and creativity. Oh yes, here. This is the binder of. This is where the real joke of the binder of women come into play. Bill Clinton and the Secret City of Women. Tagline was, "Tell me more about these binders full of women." When former President of the United States, Bill Clinton, heard that SEAL Team 6 recovered binders with pictures of 600 or more sexy women from the lair of Osama bin Laden, along with a map to the secret city where the women lived, Bill, the biggest horn dog to inhabit the White House since J.F. Kennedy, knew that he had found his holy grail. The binders full of women would be his. Unfortunately, Bill isn't the only person hunting for the binders and the path to the secret city. So, we're treating the ex-president or former president with great respect, as you can tell. Bill Clinton and the Secret City of Women send Bill to Afghanistan on a quest to score bigger than any player has ever done in the history of mankind. Any player is in Playboys.
What's up, Playboys?
Yeah, pretty much.
Take your finger, smash the like button.
Yeah. You saw my short this morning? Yeah, actually, that was partly a joke because I had a couple of what I thought were cute ideas for shorts, and I tried uploading them, and they wouldn't go. And so I had literally just I'd woken up a little bit before that, and I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "God, I look like a crazy man." I said, "You know what? I'll try to do another upload," and it worked. Yes, Anthony Weiner is competing against Bill Clinton for the Minder Full of Women. And of course, Bill Clinton is here. The most interesting man in the world is defending the city of Secret City of Women because he's already living there when they arrive, if I recall correctly. Anybody, you guys remember him from that campaign of commercials, right? And then we have Omar, the magical one-eyed mullah, of course. Oh, and all these weird skills people have: basic attack, dodge, runaway, spellings. Those are magic. Bad touch, mortal combat. Bad touch is you inflict harm in mortal combat. I think you make yourself a better fighter, if I recall. And then we have the Amazons who live in the secret city to obtain the binder full of women's. Bill Clinton and Anthony Weiner fight for the binder. All right, so yeah, so you can see the Rolf game line was very highbrow.
Yes.
But again, it's all very much very short. I mean, here we have this is the one where Barack Obama has to save Tiger Woods. I think Michelle Yeoh was in here as well, because otherwise we wouldn't have her picture on the cover. But yeah, that was one of the final battles. So yeah, all kinds of actors and could probably sue us for appropriating their likenesses. Yep, Michelle Yeoh. Jackie Chan was in this one too. Jackie Chan we did several adventures with as well. I wanted to go to the City of Women because, boobies. So you would have the breast hope for peace. That would have been the adventure for you to play. Let's see. Oh, this is another one of my favorite. This, I believe, was it the first? Nope, number 3. Okay, Escape from Eden. Snake Plissken has to travel back and do something in the I forget something about the Garden of Eden. Snake Plissken is in the Garden of Eden.
Did you ever watch the TV show Lucifer?
No, but people have recommended it to me over and over.
You should because they bring Eve into that. So interesting.
Okay. Somebody said something. I really want to play now. You want to play Rolf? Well, send me your email. I'll send you some free download links. But yeah, this was our Escape from New York spoof. Oh yeah, when time-traveling eco-terrorists go to the Garden of Eden with the intent of killing Eve, only one man can stop them and save us all: Snake Plissken. So we have Snake Plissken, we have Adam and Eve in there, Lilith, the first ex-girlfriend. And the serpent. So yeah, Snake Plissken had to save the world from destruction in 2012. George Washington Carver and the Nuts of Doom. Mad Scientist Gone Wild. These are all from 2012. Pots and Pans. That was a superhero adventure. R.L. McStirling Thong. There's a really obscure thing. The Date of Doom. Another failed date between our. Here we go. Here's one of the Chuck Norris adventures. The Death of Adolf Hitler, a historical recreation for 2 to 4 players. This was the true retelling of Chuck Norris traveling back in time and killing Hitler. Done, of course, with Chuck's approval.
He might actually improve of that.
Yeah. In the grand tradition of the death of Osama bin Laden at Icing Urtzi, Nulo Games proudly presents another historical recreation that educates while entertaining. It sheds light on a pivotal historical event with facts as they are found in top secret government files and the personal diary of Chuck Norris. ZXL Master, that is my goal with tonight's stream, putting people to sleep. Sleep well. What kind of shuffle could we do to make Chunk do as a adult? So yeah, that was our first Chuck Norris outing. Let's see. Did Breast Hope for Peace already show up? Grim Reaper versus the Fertility Goddess. Another one of the end of war scenarios. There's Hammering Tong, a tribute to Robert E. Howard. Captain Jack and the Isle of Pirates Doom. Chinese Takeout. It's about a super spy and Chinese assassins. Exit the Dragon. That was the book 3 of the Year of the Dragons series. When martial arts instructor and daycare provider Lee Bruce is mistaken for a reborn Bruce Lee by witless minions of the mysterious mastermind known as the Great Question, it's another recurring character, she finds herself fighting for her life as the Year of the Dragon gives way to the Year of the Snake. We were touring with the Year of a Snake series, never got around to it. That's an awful cover. Let's forget that happened. Gaddafi's Angels. It's another one that was very much a product of its time. We've got Sarah Palin and Muammar Gaddafi.
Oh, please tell me Muammar Gaddafi was the hero in this
one. Yeah, he actually was. In a flashback, because this was Gaddafi's Angels. Because there was that bit with he had some sort of. There was something about him having a female bodyguard cadre or something, and so we had to do something with that. But he's in a flashback. He's in a hero. He's a hero in a flashback adventure. But although their leader is dead, the all-female fighting force known as Gaddafi's Angels carries on the fight against the sinister agents of Hamas, with a new voice giving them direction over the red phone that was their one-time connection with Colonel Muammar. Gaddafi's Angels is another fact-based supplement for the Rolf role-playing game. Well, fact-based in the sense that the recently overthrown and murdered Libyan dictator did convert himself like a real-world Blofeld, and did surround himself with haughty bodyguards, and that Sarah Palin is a woman of mystery. Yeah. I mean,
now that's some highbrow humor.
Yeah. I mean, we threw rocks in every direction, so I do that to this very day. But Yes.
One of my favorite adult spoof films is Nailin' Palin.
Ah! Yeah, but we had Sarah Palin cast as kind of the Charlie figure, if memory serves. So she's the secret voice behind Gaddafi's angels. But yeah, like I said, most of these, so some of them are kind of timeless, like Pirates versus Fairies, um, St. Patty versus the Snake. There it is, the breast hope for peace. Here, this is the one that, although we didn't know it, we were writing it for Carrie. Oh, I can't get a real big picture of that.
No, Liz, that's a Pornhub thing.
So we don't have a high res image of that, but the breast hope for peace. Uh, Too important to fail battle scenarios. Uh, this is one of the ones where Barack Obama is the hero, I think. But it's written for Carrie. Send me the link. You can get it for free, Carrie. The breast hope for peace. A bikini model ushers in hope, change, and the possibility of world peace. Her simple act of posing on the cover of a magazine. Oh, this was actually a real news story. Um, Her simple act of posing on the cover of a magazine brings world leaders together as never before, and a golden age is about to dawn on planet Earth. Well, unless terrorist suicide bombers and Martian special forces don't don't put a stop to this disgusting outbreak of peace and harmony. Martian special forces were a running gag too. Yeah, the breast hope for peace was inspired by the real world controversy surrounding model Huda Nach. I can't pronounce that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, appearance on the cover of Lilac magazine. Then of course, written with all the insight and sensitivity displayed in The Death of Osama bin Laden and The Pimp, the Protester, and the Popo, Steve Miller and El Handal proudly present yet another work that informs while it entertains. And they reveal the top secret true origins of Kim Jong il while they're at it. Learn what the CIA and the Red Chinese don't want you to know. So, yeah, I was giving away state secrets for many years. Featuring combat maneuvers, blah, 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 and game stats for Huda, the bikini clad wonder herself, Barack Obama, Pope Benedict, Ayman al Zawahiri, Chuck Norris, so here's Chuck Norris again, and 5 other major international figures. One of which
Can I offer just a bit of criticism on this one?
Sure.
You missed Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, I think I think we had him in one release. We did something with Rodman somewhere because of the whole North Korea thing. I missed all these breast puns over here.
Yes.
Very uplifting. It's got real support. I really need to keep abreast of everything. It's getting nipply here right now. Yeah. And there's the classic Nulo Games sale slogan. Nulo Games on the cutting edge because we fell while running with scissors.
I like it.
The Temp of Frankenstein, an adventure where Dr. Frankenstein needs an assistant and he hires a nurse for one night only. The request was for a nurse to assist with the care of a homebound patient one night only, and Nurse June was more than happy to take the job. Too bad she didn't know that nothing is ever easy or safe when Dr. Frankenstein and one of his monsters is involved. And June was this actually actress's name. I'm forgetting it now. It's no longer think, too busy laughing. Boobs are funny. My daughter and dogs think I've lost it. Bat meets cat. This is one where we thought we'd play around with the possibility of not getting sued, but still, I mean, we have Batman, but it's not Batman, but it's Batman. And then the Black Cat, but that's because we did a lot with Black Cat in several products. You must be bustying up.
Well, I will say he does look a little bit like a wombat. So
Oh, yeah. When the public gets stirred up over statements, oh, this is also something when I think we're making fun of the whole uh, God Chicken closed on Sundays, Chick-fil-A. I think we're making fun of the whole Chick-fil-A thing here. When the public gets stirred up over statements made by the general manager of Baba Yaga's Chicken Hut, militant chicken rights crusaders seize the opportunities to turn the citizens of Guardian City away from tasty chicken sandwiches forever. When the villainous Chicken Hawk sets into motion the final stage of his nefarious plan, only the mysterious Cape Crusader known as Black Bat and Guardians City's latest superhero Black Cat can stop him. If it fails, thousands of children will be killed by their free school lunches. So high stakes in this one.
I can't stand Chick-fil-A. I tell my wife I'm boycotting it.
Yeah. Actually, I had their breadless chicken nuggets. Those weren't bad. But the one sandwich I've had there, yeah, I don't see the appeal.
Yeah, I've never gotten it.
Let's see. Black Cat. Oh, the modern day Dallas Ryan. We never did manage to get that far in our Black Cat products. Wayne Grayson was our Black Bat name. We hide our sources well at New Low Games. You don't have Chick-fil-A in Australia? No God Chicken? Christmas special. We did several of those with Santa's daughter. What the heck was her name? I forget this character's name now. Oh, Santa versus Santos versus Jesus was another Christmas special. Or maybe Jesus. I mean, but yeah, it was Jesus, if memory serves. But it was, yeah, Mexican wrestling.
Paul Rubin did a great joke about Jesus and Jesus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He would talk about the Jehovah Witnesses that would come around his neighborhood. Jesus loves you. He'd be like, or they were trying to be bilingual, so they'd say, Jesus loves you. And he goes, which Jesus? Jesus down the stairs? We only did it one time. Our wives were away. What did he tell you?
Sugar Plum, that's who's Santa's, that was the name of Santa's daughter. But yeah, we had the evil luchador Santos Malvado. Oh, we both had Jesus, and we did that same joke here, actually. I wonder if we ripped it off. Because we're going down the cast of characters. The jolly old elf himself, Santa's youngest daughter, Sugar Plum. The evil luchador.
Hold on a minute here, Steve. Enjoy your dinner, Carrie.
All right, Carrie, thank you for hanging out. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Let's see. The evil luchador, Santos Malvado, Jesus, and of course, Jesus, because you can't spell Christmas without Christ. So we have Jesus and Jesus in this product both. So whether we ripped off the joke or not, I don't know. I'm gonna pretend that we didn't, and just great minds think alike. Actually, I think I've only ever seen one Paul Rubin stand-up show, so maybe we didn't rip it off.
It was like probably in the mid '80s
Okay.
when he was actually doing stand up.
Yeah. Well, this has been a fun trip to memory lane for me. Don't know about the rest of you, but I've been, I've had, I've had
No, I've been entertained. I have been entertained.
fun. And let's see, Fireman versus the Fire Witch. We did a Halloween special creature feature because we wanted to do stats for monsters. June Collier was the actress's name.
I'm not familiar with her.
No, most people aren't. She was she was a big star in the early 30s, and then fell out of favor toward the end of the decade. I forget the exact reason why. I think she was one of the ones that got a little tired of um, the casting couch situations,
Oh,
um,
sure.
and basically walked away. But yeah, she was sort of a minor mascot for. She's a. I like her. She's in bits a couple of my favorite movies. But I know Lynx was a huge fan of her, and so she was a mascot for a while of the company, and then Black Cat became a mascot, and I think this is the one where, uh, yeah, there's a superhero in some 40s comics called Black Cobra, and we had him rescue June Collier from some bad guys, and Black Kitten is in love with Black Cobra, and but now she thinks that June Collier is angling for him, so she wants to kill June Collier. So they have to fight it out. And oh, Liz is trying to remind me I need to adult. So I think we're gonna have to call this a night.
Yep. Yep.
Actually, even here we say that uh, this scenario pits obscure people against each other, obscure superheroes, and then a nearly forgotten actress, which would be June Collier. Yeah, swing by Shades of Grey and you'll find out who she is. Anyhow, guys, thank you for.
What movie is your favorite?
And I am blanking on the title. I want to say, okay, I'm going to go look this up because the title just left my head. So 5 more minutes. Let's go to Shades of Grey and view blog. Even my cat is telling me it's time for bed. Actually, this is my normal. Oh, I forgot to update the Flapper Fanny one. Oh well, I guess next week we'll do the. I was going to do one of the ones you guys come up with all those really great jokes for the other night. So let's look at today's Flapper Fanny since I'm here anyway. Flapper Fanny. Sanitariums are places where people who are run down wind up. All right, so June Collier. Let me find her real fast. Oh no, I need to call it a night because I'm gonna hate myself in the morning if I don't. And Simba,
That's fine.
Simba is here. No, let me find this June Collier thing first. And plus, I got this cat here beating on my hand because he wants. Let's see, June. Because I'm blanking on the. It's something television. Uh,
Oh,
Death by television, murder by television.
Murder by Television, 1935.
Yeah, I think that's it. Let me make sure though.
Bela Lugosi.
Yes, he's a studio executive in that one. Let's see, June Collier. I think that's her. Yeah, that's June Collier.
Yeah.
In the publicity still. Let's see. Just a bunch of Junes because it was a. There's a whole bunch of pictures of June Collier. June Collier. June Collier. You can see somebody likes June Collier. Well, these are over a couple of years. Oh, she was also in Lost in the Stratosphere with William Cagney in it. She can't get uh, uh, the other Cagney. William is always a good.
James.
Thank you. Another reason why it's time for me to go to bed. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Cagney. You can't remember Jimmy Cagney.
June Collier. Okay, there's a plug for the Rolf thing. She was also in Drums of Jeopardy. That's actually I even say here that I enjoy the film very much. Some of the it's one of those I wish would get remade because she Face in the Fog. It's okay. Murder by Television. What in the hell? I gave that 2 stars. What the hell was I thinking? Am I thinking of a different film? Or maybe she was the only good thing about it. Oh, in fairness to the film, the copy I viewed was severely degraded, so that probably relates to some of it. Okay, well, it was not Murder by Television, that's for sure.
Did you get my email?
Which one? What was it about? Let me see.
I was apologizing. It's okay.
Oh, I thought you put a thing on the community page.
Yeah, well, I commented.
Okay.
You can always email me what your favorite movie was.
Oh, I see. You know what? If you clicked on the link on the YouTube page, I need to check that link. Is that where you sent it through, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm not getting those. Several people have said that.
Okay. It's from Boston one.
Boston, like the town?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me check my.
Maybe a spam.
Because I wonder if it's going in there, even though it shouldn't. Nope. Yeah, I need to fix that. I need to go look at that link because something's wrong. Because other people have said they've done that, and I just haven't gotten.
That's okay. We'll talk about it next.
Yeah, just type it in. Type it into your email program and send it. Then it'll go through. Because a couple people have done that. But yeah, I need to call it. Thank you for bearing with me because I haven't looked at that stuff in years, and now I want to get back to it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and Mad Heidi was also something that is now on the agenda. Although the 21st? What day of the week is the 21st of June? All right, I'm going to squirrel tomorrow morning. All right, well, I'm like doing the chili sign off here, aren't I?
May the peas be with you.
Yes. All right. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. And Bill, it's always better when someone else is up here. So thank you once again.
It's always better when we do it together.
Yep.
All right.
And good night to whoever has been hanging out there. I'm still seeing 4 people, which blows my mind. But thank you, everybody. I appreciate it, and we'll talk next time.